So yeah, Smash Bros. I think they will try to. I would type in. Hang on, I'll type in the chat anyway. I don't care. Had the keyboard on the and cat meowing. Anyway, so cat, stop meowing, please. Stop, please, please. We're not recording 3D World. We're not recording 3D Land. Come on now, stop. Thank you. So, yeah, Smash Bros. She's still meowing. Smash Bros. I think what I think they're going to do is they're going to tie trailers highlighting stuff compared to new games they announce. So, like, say the next one of the next couple of questions is actually this could go for the next two in particular. Say they reveal that rumored Star Fox game, then they could tie that into Wolf coming back and show a trailer of Wolf. Or with the Pokemon Switch game, if they show a trailer for that, they can show off. I mean, if it is going to be Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, they might. I guess it would have to be Eevee, right? But I mean, they could also tie it into like Decidueye from Sun and Moon or whatever they choose. Although if it is Pokemon Switch game is what has been rumored, reported, whatever, it would most likely be Eevee. But they could do stuff like that. I think that's what they'll do. Now, what will probably happen is, like Pancake said at the beginning, and then like a newcomer trailer right at the very end that will shock the world, quote unquote, kind of like when the Mega Man reveal happened, even though that was tied to the trailer of the game anyway. Yeah, I think we'll get stuff sprinkled throughout related to other games being revealed. I think that's what they're gonna do, and I think we'll get a couple of newcomers. I can't really predict them because, I mean, nobody really expected, like, Cloud or Bayonetta, so, I mean, or Ryu, too, for that matter, so it's like, who else could they really bring in? Like, Simon Belmont, maybe? Like, that's the only other thing I can really think of that would be like, oh my god, that's actually, I mean, Banjo-Kazooie, too, would also give that reaction, so yeah, they could announce Simon Belmont, they could announce Banjo and Kazooie, they could announce Yuka and Laylee. It's really up in the air, I think. But yeah, Smash Bros. I think will be sprinkled all throughout relating to other game announcements.
Undertale character. James Rolls like that.
Well, anyway, I completely agree with James. I think they're going to use the Smash Brothers information during trailers. Like, I imagine that it's going to be something like what they did with Robot Chicken a couple years ago, where they had those little skits in between gameplay trailers. I think they're going to do something like that with this game, where, like, maybe, for example, when they demonstrate Pokemon, they could have Pikachu and Eevee come on screen, and that would be the way to announce Eevee, which I really hope happens, because Eevee is the most adorable Pokemon ever. But yeah, I think that's how they're going to do it, and it would be amazing if at the end of the trailer, at the end of the direct, when they demonstrate Crash Bandicoot, I would love to see them like pan out of the Nintendo building and like have Crash kind of like shouting at Nintendo, like, "Hey, what about me? You said if I came to Your console, I'd be invited to your Smash Brothers game. What gives?" Or something like that. I don't really know, but it would be amazing if they parodied that commercial from the first game. But that's probably not going to happen, but one can dream. Also, if they show off Lucas and then demonstrate Mother 3, that would make me the happiest person ever. But anyway, moving on to the next question. What do you think of the rumors that Pokemon Switch will be revealed before E3? And I guess we can also include information, the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee rumors with this as well.
Oh, I would like to say is pretty much every like the Pokemon games in recent, like pretty much almost all the Pokemon games really in recent years have been announced not at E3 and always was before E3 and all that, from like maybe a few weeks to like January. Like I know they announced games before in January. Like they announced Pokemon X and Y in January before, so And I know they announced like I think it was Generation three remakes where they announced it like a lot long before E3, I believe it was. But yeah, which I mean, which they could be announced before, which I would like because it's already like late mid to late mid May, so like they could announce like they could be. I mean, it could be a surprise. It could be announced before the EC, but I think just because it's also the first Pokemon game on a Nintendo console that isn't that's just not just that. I mean, I know the Switch is both a handheld and a console, but you know what I mean. Like as it's gonna be the first main Pokemon game on a console system, so like they could wait for E3, but they could have it also before E3. And also the Pokemon Let Go Pikachu and Let Go Eevee. I really hope it's not true. And it's not just because I don't want Kanto remakes or anything. It's just because like how they described like how it's somehow be related to Pokemon Go. I don't want a Pokemon game related to Pokemon Go. This is like the battle system or that uses its features from Pokemon Go. Like no, I don't want a Pokemon Go main Pokemon series game at all or anything. That'd be a terrible Pokemon game ever. Like it would be up there with Pokemon Go as but which even if it even counts as a Pokemon game, like you can't even count Pokemon Go as a game. Plus, it's just a big middle finger to the Pokemon series. Pokemon Go is, and also it's also Pokemon Go is created by different developers than Game Freak and Game Freak Switch, and also like why would they like? I mean, for remakes, I think they should just keep, even though they have done Kanto before and all that remakes before, which was, I mean, it was 14 years ago since Fireward and Leaping came out, which I know we went back to Kanto and Server and pretty much done two games, but I mean, if it's, but the thing is, you also still have like the whole, story Gen 1, the whole Gen 1 and like focus and all that with Team Rocket and all. Well, I mean, Team Rocket is in Gen 2, but I mean, it's not Gen 1 Team Rocket, it's Gen 2 Team Rocket and all that. So, and stories differently. So, it, like, I'm saying, it's been 14 years like, since a Gen 1 game, really. So, I mean, it could be Gen 1, but, uh, I mean, not a remake, but I just don't want it to be something with like that's what I want. Like I don't really want it to be red and if it's Gen 1 remake, I want it to be red blue instead of yellow. And I don't know why they would do Eevee. Why do they just? Plus, why would they randomly just? And why would it be called Let's Go Eevee? Like you would think it would be like just a name, like like one name, like Pokemon Red or Pokemon X or Fire, with just one name, like just Pokemon whatever instead of Pokemon whatever with multiple words after it. But I don't think, and plus, all like if you look back at the history of the timeline of like when of of the leaks of Pokemon games, false. Like you never got Gray version, you never got Z version, you never got Delta Emerald version, and all that. So like pretty much all the leaks been false, except for that one leak, which was like a day before Sun and Moon was announced. Like I know there was like a Sun and Moon announced like that was, but it came out like a day before Sun and Moon were announced. So that's different than the actual leak saying what it is and everything. But yeah, like pretty much, I don't think it will be Pikachu Let's Go Eevee, but it could still be, like I said, it could be, but could be still be a Gen 1 remake, but which will hopefully, which probably will be, which I mean, they usually don't do remakes as the first on a new console, or new system first. They usually do like the new generation, so it's probably going to be Generation 8. But Generation 1 sort of makes sense, sort of, because it's their first Pokemon game on a console, and that kind of makes sense. But and also with Gen 4 remakes, if they do Gen 4 remakes, I think it should be the one after this one, especially if this current upcoming up one is Gen 8. They probably gonna do Gen 4 after they do Gen 8. Next Pokemon, if the next Pokemon game is Gen 8. I mean, they could still do Gen 4 after this Gen 1 if they do Gen 1 remakes or whatever it is. It will be like fine. I'll be fine with Gen 8 and all that, and I'll be fine. I think it'll be fine if it's either Gen 1, Generation 8, or Generation 4 remakes. Because I would love to, as in like Diamond Pearl Generation 4 or Platinum. I still would rather have it Platinum than Diamond Pearl. I haven't done, third installments of remakes. They only done like the first, how they only did Fire Red and Leaf Green at Gen 1, and then they did Generation 2, and then Generation 3 they had Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So it's probably Pearl remakes, not really Platinum, which I would rather have Platinum Pearl because Platinum's a better game. And besides first generation, the third installments are the best because except for like first generation, which Red and Blue is better than Yellow, but Gold and Silver is better than Crystal, and well, actually, yeah, I think Gold and Silver is better than Crystal. Ruby and Sapphire, actually, Generation 2, for sure. I haven't really played that much, really Crystal that much, but I know, at least Generation 3, 4 have been better, and I guess Generation 5 is not really, it's different because those are sequels, not really a third installment. So I guess Generation 3 and 4 had better versions. But yeah, I'm pretty much saying so that it's going to be Gen 1, Gen 8, or Gen 4 remakes.
Yeah, so since Pancake's not here anymore, I'm going to be reading off his things, but so what was I going to say? I wanted to say something before I read off Pancake's answers. Answer, because most of his answers for the rest of these questions are like one-liners. About what Brandon said, usually that that Pokemon games announcements are before E3 usually. According to the rumors of Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, they're supposed to be announced this coming week. We're recording this right now. It's Monday, May 21st at the time of the recording, at least on mine and Brandon's ends. So I think the initial rumor report stuff said it would be revealed on the 24th. So probably in 3 days' time. And if this is coming out in June, so if it has been announced before E3, then it's been announced, and this entire question's irrelevant. But Pancake said regarding Pokemon Switch rumors and if it will be revealed before E3, and quote, "It seems like it could be announced before E3, so that might happen." That's what he said. So take that for what it is. Yeah, I think they'll reveal whatever they're gonna reveal before E3 like usual. Although they could mix it up since it is the first home console game as part of the main series. So yeah, they could either stick with what they've done since. I think, did it start with Black and White that they announced it in? No, and they started announcing it in directs with X and Y. So they could either continue that, or they could give the full blown reveal at E3. It's really a toss up. I don't really care. I just want to see what this game is like. I want to see if the rumors are true, which, like all the recent domain name buying from the same company that Nintendo usually trusts when it comes to their domains for games. Yeah, I think these are true, and hopefully we find out about them sooner rather than later.
All right, so I just strongly believe they will announce Pokemon Switch before E3. And I do also kind of believe that the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee rumors are true, and I don't necessarily think it's as bad of a thing that it make to Pokemon Go as we think. Now, if the battle system is the same as Pokemon Go, then we're going to have problems. But Pokemon Go did have a couple interesting ideas that were unfortunately held back by the fact that it was a mobile game. And it wasn't really all that great of a mobile game to begin with, but it still had some pretty great ideas, like gradually introducing Pokemon from different regions into the game over time. If they translate that into Pokemon Switch, like you start with Kanto Pokemon, and then later down the line you get a free update where you can get Johto Pokemon, and then Hoenn, and then Sinnoh, and then so on and so forth. I think that would be really great. Maybe you have this like a Splatoon setup where you get free updates over time. I think that would be a great way to do that. And as for it being a remake of, okay, well, one more thing about Pokemon Go: if you could transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go to the Switch game, I think that'd also be pretty cool too. And as for it being a Kanto remake, I could see this being something like Black 2 and White 2, where it's not necessarily a remake. It is set in the same region, but now you get to see all the changes that have happened since then. Like you get to see more Pokemon kind of moving into the Kanto region. You get to see how people's lives change that way. And
well, that was sort of like Golden Silver was, because Golden Silver was after Red and Blue, and it was a few years after Blue. So like that's I like because I mean Generation 2 had Kanto, and it changed a little bit, and it was a few years after Red and Blue. So I don't think it would be a sequel if they did, but do it. I think it could be after, or it could be. I mean, they could somehow have it related. Maybe have it at the same time as Johto, as like the Johto games, but have it like where you start in Kanto and you're a different person than the person that started in Johto. Maybe I don't know.
I think it's a sequel because I guess spoilers for people who haven't played Sun and Moon. I haven't played these games myself. I just got spoiled from them because I read the story because of a terrible person. But one of the characters in Sun and Moon says that they are going to the Kanto region at the end of that game, so I could see them tying that in with the new game in some form. So yeah, I definitely think it's a sequel.
It's the same thing with Ultra Sun and Moon. In Sun and Moon, Lily goes to Kanto, and in Ultra Sun and Moon, Gladion goes to Kanto.
I don't know who those characters are, but yeah.
And also the original player character. I think in both instances on Sun and Moon and Ultra games, I think those heroes are from Kanto as well. Just like in X and Y, the hero, and that one's from Kanto as well. The Kanto pandering. Why, Game Freak, why?
Yeah, I know James and Pancake and Brandon have strong opinions about us going to Kanto again. I'm excited for it because I didn't really get to experience Kanto that much because I don't like Pokemon Yellow. But anyway, moving on to the next question.
I'm excited for if it's a Kanto remake. I'm not excited. I'm not excited if it's like something related to Pokemon Go, unless you said it's just where you can trade between Go and. I mean, I'm fine if it's trading between Go and the main Pokemon games, but if it's anything else, and with the updated thing with Pokemon over time, I don't see that like working out and everything. And just
well, they do have events in the main games. They do have events in the main games where you can like catch a special Pokemon from time to time, so they could do that and probably expand upon it to introduce new Pokemon.
That's different instead of just adding Pokemon, though. That's different, though.
But if that happened, would you be opposed to it?
If they added Pokemon over time, I don't like. The thing is, they have done like pretty much main game. I guess besides Black and White, had like other Pokemon from other regions, all that, and then even in Black and White, even after you beat the game, you get like it unlocks other region Pokemon in that region. So I don't like that's part of the reason why and all that. That like they should do that. I think if they just should have Pokemon and plus there's so many Pokemon out there. Like they even if we just have like 300 Pokemon in the game, that's fine. So, and also I don't see it being, if they do count, I don't see it being a remake, just because unless it somehow takes place something with somehow related to Gold Silver, but I don't see it being a sequel. You haven't played Generation 2, so that's that's just your prediction because you haven't really played Generation 2, and that's probably the reason why I don't think they will do a sequel if they do Kanto again.
Really quick, I want to mention that according to the rumors, not like the entire battle system would be based on Pokemon Go, but just like the catching Pokemon thing. So like, I assume it would be with the Joy-Con. You would basically use motion controls to use the Joy-Con and toss the ball that way.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that because I have an idea for this, and if they actually do this, I'm totally on board with them doing this. If you feel like the Pokemon inside the Pokeball when you're trying to catch it in the Joy-Con, that would be awesome.
And like, I don't want them to do it like Pokemon Go because like I don't want a game where you just like throw like you just throw Pokeballs at Pokemon and everything. I want like an actual. I want actual battling and everything. Actually battle Pokemon and level up. Just when catching Pokemon or when Pokemon evolve to get candy and all that. That whole system in Pokemon Go is really not good and just boring and all that. Just throwing Pokemon and everything. Throwing Pokeballs. I mean, yes, there's Pokeballs they throw, but like there's still a whole battle system and all that in the main games and all that. Which I mean, why would he change it to a less less superior? Yes.
They could easily do a system where you can switch back and forth. Where if you're a hardcore Pokemon fan, maybe you use the traditional method, and if you're a casual fan, you can use the Go method. They're probably going to do something like that.
Yeah, I can easily see them having an option in the menu saying, you want to play in this new style, or do you want to play in the traditional style? I can easily see them doing that.
I don't see how that would work that well, but I don't really see how that would work that well because just with the game and all that, just have anything like you don't have the level up system or anything. Well, I mean, I guess you sort of do with the, but we don't have a level. You don't like train your Pokemon. You don't like go to wild battles or anything. You don't actually battle on anything and everything. You just throw Pokeballs at Pokemon. And just, I hope they don't do anything like that. I just want them to stick to just the normal format because that's the one thing why I don't like Pokemon Go because it's just boring.
Yeah, I can see both of your opinions on this, and if they go too far with the Pokemon Go integration, like if they make it required for you to have the app to play the game, I think that would definitely be a huge misstep. I really hope it's like the Splatnet app for Splatoon 2, where it greatly helps, but you never need to touch the app to play the game. So I hope they make it like that.
If you had to have the app, that would be super dumb.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
If we download Pokemon Go again. Well, they haven't touched really since a few months after it launched.
Okay, before we move on to the next question, I have a bit of a story. This weekend, I was getting back into more Pokemon Go just for the heck of it, and I was playing the game. And I was like, "Why did I stop playing this? This is actually not that bad." And I ran out of Pokeballs, and I was like, "Oh, that's why you need to spend money for that."
In the main game, you can just normally and get money.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we could talk about Pokemon for a long time. But let's move on to the next question. What do you think about the rumors for Star Fox Grand Prix?
And just real quick, we have how many questions after this? 5 more, and we're at the hour and a half mark of recording. So can we please hurry up?
We have 6 questions.
After this one, or
After this
including
one.
this one?
I miscounted. I
man.
didn't
Yeah.
scroll down on my notes. Sorry.
Right. I mean, there's some stuff I talked about quite a long time. So, and this question is probably going pretty quick with the Star Fox thing. Well, I mean, it could happen like that. That's interesting to see a Star Fox racing game. I mean, that'd be cool and everything. Cause like Star Fox is you always see with ships and all that, which I really haven't played a Star Fox game before. So like I think it would work pretty well as a racing game, and that'd be cool if that is actually true and all that. Fox game, but I would like to see it F-Zero racing game again. That'd be cool to see. All my opinion about that. It'd be cool to see a Star Fox racing game if it's true.
So Pancake said, quote, hope it's true. That sounds like the best Star Fox idea in years. According to like the latest rumors I've seen for Grand Prix, it wouldn't exactly be like, oh, it's a Mario Kart 8 like racing game, but with Star Fox. It'd be kind of like an adventure racing game where you'd battle bosses and stuff too. So I mean that does sound very cool. I mean, I would have probably more so preferred, especially if this, because other rumors suggested this would be based off like F-Zero. Like Brandon said, I'd rather prefer like a new F-Zero game and then just port over Star Fox Zero from the Wii U. But I mean, if this is true and we see gameplay of it at E3 and it like blows me away, then I'll gladly change my tune. But as far as Star Fox Grand Prix goes, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I'm not a big Star Fox fan to begin with, but Star Fox Zero left a really bad taste in my mouth. And the thing is, I love most of the controls. I love gamepad integration. Star Fox Zero was a bad game, so I can't really be all that excited for it. But maybe this could be like Mario Rabbids last year, where we weren't really all that excited. We saw the rumors, but then they demonstrated gameplay, and it's the greatest thing ever. But I don't know. I'm not that excited about Star Fox game.
What was so bad? What was so bad about Star Fox Zero?
The thing is, the motion controls in that game. Again, I love motion controls, but they weren't that great in this game. You had to look back and forth between your TV and the gamepad constantly, and no matter which screen you were looking at, you were always at a disadvantage because the TV vertical only demonstrated where it could potentially hit, but not exactly where it hit. And you have to look at the gamepad for precision aiming. But if you're looking at the gamepad, you can't see your environment around you, so you're going to crash into a lot of stuff. But if you're looking at the TV, you can't aim very well. And the really unfortunate thing is the game is way too short for you to get used to the controls. And there's also a really terrible multiplayer in that game. And it's not good. I'm sorry for people out there who like the game. I sold Star Fox Zero. I never saw my games.
Wow. Yeah, I guess from what your opinion, I guess you probably would rather if you want to play Star, yeah, I guess play Star Fox 64. I guess I'm assuming. I mean, I know that game's a good 64 game, so.
Or the 3DS remake.
Yeah, that or 3DS remake. Yeah. Which I mean, I would play that because I don't have a 64. So if I do play Star Fox 64, it would be the 3DS version, like how I own the Ocarina of Time 3D thing. But yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, I would like to see maybe they could fix the problems that you had with it if they port it to the Switch. So, which I mean, what they might do. Who knows? Well, there are a lot of Wii U games that were ported to the Switch. So,
all right, the next question. The question originally said, do you think we'll see both Pokemon Switch and Metroid Prime? I think it's obvious we're going to see Pokemon, so what do you think? Are we going to see Pokemon Switch and Metroid Prime 4 at E3?
Well, I mean, we kind of already talked about all the Pokemon, so we're not. Which I mean, we're definitely going to see Pokemon at E3. Probably, even if it's announced before E3, I think we're going to see it at E3. Like, I'm pretty sure. Like, unless they just show a bunch of Pokemon before E3, like just about the game, but you never know with Nintendo. And I guess with Metroid Prime 4, that's definitely going to be shown at E3. Like, so big last year when they showed the logo and all that Metroid Prime 4. And Metroid Prime 4 is a pretty popular game, and to a lot of people was to a lot of people, I think it was Metroid Prime 3 was the last true good Metroid game to a lot of people, because I know a lot of people didn't like Other M and obviously Federation Force that really no one liked. So and everything. So, but yeah, I think we'll definitely see a Metroid Prime 4 and probably some gameplay as well, and just to see how much improved since from Metroid Prime 3 and all that. So yeah, I think we'll see it.
You there, James? I think James is dead.
Yes, I guess he left.
Oh. This is awkward.
I guess you just go, I guess.
Let me see if it says anything on Twitter.
Okay.
Twitter, open up.
I have Twitter open. He posted a picture of like apparently that I guess I think they're closing it on like somehow. I get that's sad. You'll see in a minute.
What's going on?
What happened? You disappeared for a moment.
Oh, I was in the bathroom. I
Yep.
thought I had enough time because Brandon likes to speak a lot.
No, I'm finished pretty early, I guess.
Man, I thought I had time.
We've been like waiting for like a minute or two. Like Jesus, please. Where is he? Like Lady he was gonna open up too and see where you were at.
Man, what? This is the one question you decide not to speak a lot at.
Yes.
Anyway, did you already read off pancakes in the meantime?
No.
Well, no.
He specifically told me not to because he doesn't like me anymore.
I was about to ask having Lady you to go while waiting, but I guess he wanted to make sure where you were at.
Yeah, I just had to go to the bathroom. I'm keeping all this in, by the way. I'm not cutting any of it out.
Did you wash your hands?
How do you think it took longer than 2 minutes to pee?
Poop too, so.
Anyway, so this is the Switch and Metroid Prime question, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Pancake said regarding this, and I quote, "We'll see Metroid Prime 4. We'll most likely get a trailer for Pokemon Switch." So, I definitely think we'll see maybe not full-on gameplay, but I think we'll see like a CGI kind of trailer for Metroid Prime 4, and we've already talked about Pokemon Switch, but I think we will see it, so yeah, I think we'll see both of them. Hopefully Metroid Prime 4, if we get actual gameplay, it looks good. Same with Pokemon Switch, even though we kind of already talked about that. Yeah, hopefully both games are shown off, hopefully they both look really good, and hopefully they both come out this year. So we'll have to wait and see, though.
If we get anything from Metroid Prime 4, it's probably not going to be like a big full teaser or anything like that, because I highly doubt they're going to release a Smash Brothers, potentially Pokemon and Metroid all within the same time frame. So I think Metroid is definitely like a 2019 game, and they confirmed that they're really only going to be talking about 2018 games here. But I think we will still see something about Metroid Prime 4, even if it's just like a CGI trailer. And we should probably speed this along because my phone is almost dead. Next question. What do you expect from Fire Emblem and Yoshi?
Oh, I mean, would be nice to see a new Fire Emblem game for the Switch. I mean, we did have Fire Emblem Warriors and all that came out Switch, but I was more of just the game or like the Hyrule Warriors, but with Fire Emblem. But I kind of want to see like a main Fire Emblem game for the Switch and all that to come out like a normal Fire Emblem game, like how Awakening was on 3DS and all that. So to see like the new Yoshi game come out and all that would be cool. See the upcoming Yoshi game and all that, like to like. Oh, I haven't really played Yoshi game. No, I have played as Yoshi, or play as Mario on top of Yoshi in games before, like in Mario games, but I haven't really played any just Yoshi games. Like I think uh, whichever the old Mario games that had like I think it was actually no never mind. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. Never mind. But yeah, I think there will be probably gonna be some like Yoshi game. There could be like they could do like Yoshi Woolly World port maybe. I know they already have the 3DS port for it from the Wii U, but they could also do a Switch port of that game. Do another whole like a sequel to that game too as well for the Switch maybe. And like I haven't played those games at all either, so and the only Fire Emblem game I played is Awakening as well. Like so, it's when we could also talk about Fire Emblem make it. So, but yeah, but with Yoshi, probably maybe a port of Woolly World or a or new like Yoshi Woolly or the yarn thing that they have with Yoshi. And it could also be just a normal Yoshi, like a normal Yoshi platformer game, just with and everything. So yeah.
Well, they already have a Yoshi game coming out, though. It's like the diorama game. It's kind of Woolly World-ish. The Yoshi looks Woolly World-like, but instead of like all wool, it's like a diorama. It's kind of like pop-up diorama style where you flip in between foreground and background. They showed it last year, or the year before, whatever, or both. I don't remember. So they'll probably show that off. But I should actually read Pancake's things first. So Pancake says, I expect a trailer for the new Fire Emblem and for the Yoshi game to get a title. I kind of agree with that. As far as the Yoshi one goes, I think we'll get the official title of the Yoshi game, unless of course it's delayed, kind of like how Woolly World had a bit of delays. Didn't really hear about Woolly World for a while after it was announced, so hopefully we get something about Flippy Doo or whatever the hell this name's gonna end up being called. As far as Fire Emblem, I mean, we did, even though Fire Emblem Warriors is a spin-off game, I think they're gonna save Fire Emblem for 2019. I know you said later, Gator to you, that you think Metroid's gonna be saved for 2019. I think Fire Emblem's gonna be saved for 2019. Because there's usually the big releases every year. I mean, we're basing it off 2 years of the Switch's lifestyle, but we had Zelda, Mario, Xenoblade, and Splatoon all in the first year. So I think this year will be Pokemon, Metroid, Smash Bros, and we had Kirby earlier this year as well. So I think we'll have that, and then next year will be Fire Emblem, Yoshi, whatever, and 2 other games, maybe the Star Fox game or like an F-Zero game, something like that. So personally, I don't really expect anything from Fire Emblem. Maybe another small teaser, kind of like how you thought they'd probably do with Metroid. And hopefully the Yoshi game isn't in development hell and we get a title and a release date. So hopefully that'll be the case.
I think we will see more gameplay of the new Yoshi game. I'm not totally sure what the story of it could be like or anything like that. If it's anything like Woolly World, then I'm gonna love it because Yoshi's Woolly World was a pretty great game. I do agree with Brandon that I think they may port it to the Switch, but if they do that, it's not going to happen before the new Yoshi game comes out. And for the new Fire Emblem game, I'm excited for it, but I also agree with James. I don't think it's coming out this year. I mean, it could, but I kind of doubt it. And I'm not entirely sure what they could do with the story of it. I don't really have a lot of experience with the Fire Emblem series. The only experience I already have is like Fire Emblem Heroes, the mobile game, and Tokyo Mirage Assassins, but that doesn't really count as a Fire Emblem game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more information about these games. If they both come out this year, that'd be awesome. But that's kind of not realistic. Although this is a Switch. We're gonna talk about next question. Are there any other Nintendo games you'd like to see shown at E3, such as Captain Toad Treasure Tracker or Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion?
Well, I mean, they probably will show off some more Splatoon 2 stuff, Octo Expansion. They could also announce some other DLC as well. Maybe they can have the DLC and everything as well, just Splatoon 2 and all that. So maybe something with multiplayer. And when they probably will show off a little bit of single player as well of the DLC of Octo Expansion and all that. But yeah, off Captain Toad, but those will probably be like really quick. I mean, Splatoon they probably go in pretty depth a little bit, but of course it's just DLC stuff because anything right now, so it won't be that much detail. But I think they might. But with Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, they probably only tiny bit of it, like anything, and probably mention it or maybe like tell us like I guess do we have a release date for Captain Toad Switch / 3DS?
Captain Toad and Splatoon Octo Expansion are both coming out in July.
I knew Octo Expansion had a day. I didn't know if Captain Toad Treasure. If maybe, which of course I guess maybe not. At the same time, we may not see them. Well, we might not see Captain Toad port, but at E3, but we probably will see something. Not something Spiral related, something Splatoon related. But I mean, hopefully see Spiral related at E3 anyway. But yeah, hopefully, I would love to see Spyro remasters for the Switch. I mean, we talked about it earlier, which I mean, I would love to have that for the Switch. Well, at which if that is coming out on Switch, which I hope it is, probably gonna have that at that probably a bunch of indie games that's coming out for the Switch and everything. And all that, and it'd be interesting to see like what other games that are coming out for the Switch that are ported. Maybe like how they're doing like Dark Souls for the Switch. Maybe we'll see Dark Souls 2 or maybe in 3 later on for the Switch because I know
let me stop you right there. This question's only for first party games. We're saving third parties for a little bit later.
Well, I mean, when you asked the question, you said what other games you think Nintendo will show at E3, so Brandon had no idea. So might as well just combine the two questions anyway.
Yeah, just combine the
because we're at like almost 2 hours. Come on, later, Gator to you.
Yeah,
we have 3 more hours to go. We got to beat our record.
God, kill me.
What was longest anyway?
2 hours and like 30 minutes, I think.
Okay. That was like 3 or so hours, but I guess not. But I guess not. It may not have been E3. It might have been a different discussion. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, Spyro like to see kind of Switch, and I said like, well, I mean, why I'm not really a Dark Souls fan, but like I would like to see the second and third Dark Souls because the first one's coming out for the Switch later on, so like why not just do the second and third game? And so and eventually, like I mean, even though it probably would be separate games or separate releases and all that, which would be nice because that means they can focus more on each particular title instead of how just having a whole collection, which might be downgraded if they combined all 3 together at once. But also and everything. Also like to see Shadow of the Tomb Raider coming to the Switch. That'll be nice.
Woo!
Very nice to see While I do have an Xbox One, like that, I mean, I'm able to play it on the Switch with my Xbox One, just because I can take it anywhere to go. And Tomb Raider would be pretty fun to play on the Switch. And I love the rebooted Tomb Raider. I only played like 4 or 2 in Legends, which is it's, but I guess because I haven't really played that much of the old Tomb Raider games, like 5 minutes of the original Tomb Raider, and I didn't like it at all because the controls were awful. But Legends was a lot better, but even though like only beaten and played like really the first level in Tomb Raider Legends, but which I and that's and the reason I got it because the reason I got the game because they had like the whole like the all Legends trilogy all for like $1 each on Steam. So those games, and also I love the Tomb Raider reboot and all that, and its sequel and all that. But yeah, I would love to see Shadows of the Tomb Raider come to the Switch and all that. And like I said, I like to see Kingdom Hearts 3 come out for the Switch. That'd be awesome. Fallout 4 probably might eventually come out because they have like Doom, Wolfenstein 2, and Elder Scrolls 5. So like, why not Fallout? Even though I'm not, even though I haven't really, even though I do actually I did because I do own the fourth one on my Xbox One, but I haven't really played that much of it. I'm anything so, but and which I probably won't get for the Switch. I'm just saying, just want to see even and be happy for other people who get to play it because I heard it's a pretty good game. I haven't really played that much of it, which it's just pretty much Skyrim, but post but in a nuclear post-apocalyptic with guns, pretty much with Skyrim like gameplay. But yeah, which we might see which I mentioned earlier in this recording, but and like I said, a bunch of indie games probably coming out as well, like anything. Like maybe even have Cuphead come out maybe for the Switch. That'd be fun. That would be a good game to have for the Switch, even though it's a Microsoft exclusive right now. How it was how this small indie game became a Microsoft exclusive only on Xbox One and PC. And I have it on my PC. I don't have it on my Xbox One. I have it on my PC, which I mean I can play it on my Xbox One because it's a game where you can just buy the one copy and on Xbox One, which can play on both. But I don't have the PC version, so which I mean it doesn't really matter that much. But like it for the Switch for people because it's a really fun game. And it would be a good game to come out for Switch just because it looks like a type of game that Nintendo would do like that would be for the Switch. Final Fantasy VII for the Switch. With Kingdom Hearts 3.
All right, so since we're apparently combining these two questions, do you want to read both of Pancake's next responses?
Well, technically, he kind of did all of the last 3 together, kind of, because he said he wanted to see stuff announced and what he expects from third party too. So I'll just combine all 3.
Okay.
So and also
worked hard on this list, and you're all just mussing them all together.
Listen, if we did these separately, we would go back. We would do a 2.5 hour discussion, and it's probably still going to end up being that way in the final thoughts at the end. But nonetheless, I quickly want to mention the developers behind Cuphead said it's going to remain Microsoft exclusive for life because Microsoft funded it themselves, basically, so it's like never going to be on any other consoles. But the developers did say any future games they wouldn't rule out on like PlayStation or Nintendo. Anyway, so as far as what any other first party games such as Captain Toad or Splatoon 2 Octo expansion, Pancake said, not really expecting much in the first party department. The number one thing I want this year is a Pikmin 4 announcement, which I can agree to. I think all of us could as well. As far as
that's fun. I haven't really played Pikmin. That'd be nice for people who like Pikmin.
As far as third party stuff like Crash Bandicoot or Undertale, Pancake said, we'll see some Crash and Undertale gameplay, and they'll probably announce some that haven't been yet, as far as like games that haven't been revealed yet. So I guess you could lump Spyro in that category, even though Pancake didn't say that himself. And what third-party games do you want to see announced during Nintendo's presentation? Pancake said, and I quote, "I predict that Nintendo will announce Kingdom Hearts 3 and Beyond Good and Evil 2 will be coming to Switch." And then I guess this is supposed to be for his final thoughts, but he included it in this answer instead of a answer for the final thoughts, so I'll just say it here. Also, Snake will be returning to Smash, which I wanted to mention before, but I forgot, so thanks, Pancake. And Captain Toad will join the roster, ... This might never happen. And that's it for Pancake. So as far as first-party stuff, I think we'll get the official confirmation of the release date for Splatoon 2 Octo expansion. I wouldn't be surprised if they say, oh, it's out right now, right after this event is over. Kind of like how they sometimes done with like the Smash Brother announcements. Captain Toad, maybe they'll mention it in passing, like, hey, look, remember when we said that there's other kingdoms from Odyssey? Well, here's a glimpse at them. Here's, like, Luncheon Kingdom gameplay. Here's, Ruined Kingdom gameplay. Here's, Wooded Kingdom, stuff like that. So I'm not really expecting much first-party stuff other than Smash, Pokemon, because technically it kind of is like a first-party series now, Metroid, and yeah, that's really all I'm expecting. Third-party, I think we'll definitely see Crash kind of highlighting it, especially if they do tie into stuff, how I'm predicting, how we're predicting, how they'll tie it into Smash Brother roster reveal announcements. So I could see that. Undertale, I mean, the initial reveal in the Direct said coming eventually, so I mean, it's like, if they actually had a proper thing ready, maybe it was just the humor of Undertale, but I don't really see it being featured here unless they kind of just say, hey, remember when we announced this like a couple months ago? Yeah, it's still happening. Expect more information soon. So I'm not really expecting that much. And as far as what third-party games I'd like to see announced, obviously Spyro, I would like for them to just say, we know you want it, so it's coming. It'll take a year, but it's coming, or whatever. Kingdom Hearts 3 would be nice. Beyond Good and Evil 2, if Ubisoft mentions it during their conference, and I could see Nintendo maybe saying, hey, you know about that thing Ubisoft announced last year and highlighted this year? Yeah, we're getting that on our console. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, I think it'll just be basic stuff in terms of what we'll see first and third party, and probably what they announce as well in terms of third party. So I think that's really it for my thoughts on first and third party potential announcements from Nintendo this year.
For first party Nintendo Switch games, Capital Treasure Tracker, we're definitely going to get more information about the Super Mario Odyssey levels. But before I move on, I want to ask you a question, James, because we've both played this game pretty frequently. Do you think the Odyssey levels are going to replace the 3D World levels, or do you think they're going to like have this in addition to that? Like, I'm really curious about where they're going to go in that direction.
That's what I was curious about as well, because they didn't really mention anything. They were just like, hey, yeah, Odyssey levels. I could see them keeping the 3D World levels, but I could also see them replacing them. Maybe because, like, game data or whatever, they'd replace them. I hope they keep them, though, because I really liked the 3D World levels they did. And Cat, stop meowing. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. I hope they keep both, but I do understand if they do end up replacing the 3D World levels. But as far as Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion, we're definitely going to get a release date for the DLC. Maybe we'll get some more gameplay of the Octolings in the multiplayer modes. And as for other games I'd like to see announced, I really want Pikmin 4 and Animal Crossing. Because Pikmin 4, they said years ago that it was almost done, and we haven't seen anything from it. So I think what happened there was it was going to use the same gameplay as Pikmin 3, where you use the gamepad. But then when they realized that, yeah, we're going to be abandoning the Wii U pretty soon, Miyamoto figured they should probably switch it over to the Switch. I swear I did not do that point on purpose. But as for Animal Crossing, if that gets announced, I'm going to be very happy. Because I love Animal Crossing New Leaf, and if they can make a Switch version of that game, that would be awesome. And as for third-party games, I'm really looking forward to Crash Bandicoot and Undertale. I think Undertale is probably going to be like a summer release because it doesn't really feel like a big enough game to be released closer to the holiday season when it's already released on other consoles. I really want to see Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and before anybody out there judges me about, oh, this game's too graphically powerful to be on a Nintendo system, no! Rise of the Tomb Raider was on Xbox 360. That is much weaker than Nintendo Switch, so in your face! But
and also, you know how Wolfenstein 2 Switch anyway, and that's a newer game than Rise of the Tomb Raider, so...
What was it?
Like, you know, Wolfenstein 2 came out for the Switch. That's a newer game than... And even though you had Doom, also newer than... So, like... You would think Shadow of the Tomb Raider would be able to play on the Switch.
Yep. So yeah, as for other third-party games, I really expect Spiral to be announced for the Switch at E3. Even I'll gladly wait a year if I have to. Same with Kingdom Hearts 3. But I don't think they're going to announce a Switch version of Kingdom Hearts 3 at E3. Because Square Enix already said that they're not going to be focusing on other platforms until the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions are released. So I think we're not going to hear anything about a Switch version until after the game is already released on other consoles. So maybe we'll get like a Nintendo Direct in spring next year announcing it. Hopefully it'll happen, because I really want Kingdom Hearts on my Nintendo Switch, because Kingdom Hearts is awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about third-party companies. So is there anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up this discussion?
With Animal Crossing, I'd love to see a new Animal Crossing for the Switch. Like, cause it's been a while. Because New Leaf, it's been a while since we got Animal Crossing New Leaf, since we got a main Animal Crossing game. So I would love to see a new Animal Crossing game, because, you know, Animal Crossing originally started on a console and all that, and I'd love to see a new main Animal Crossing game on the Switch, especially because you never got a main one on the Wii U and everything. So, and I love Animal
Forgetting
Crossing.
the best Animal Crossing game, Amiibo Festival and Sweet Day from Nintendo Land.
Shut up. Yeah, no. Yeah, I would love to see Animal Crossing New Leaf, because like Animal Crossing New Leaf really good, and love to see Animal Crossing Switch game that's a main series game. And yeah, like I started with Animal Crossing with the GameCube and everything. So I've been Animal Crossing, even though I really only like the two. You know, the GameCube and New Leaf were like the two ones I played all the time. Well, GameCube I haven't played in years, but I played it all the time when I was younger. But New Leaf was really the second Animal Crossing game I pretty much played all the time. You know, I have played New World on the DS, but I only played a tiny bit of that, and I haven't played City Folk at all, and have not played the Amiibo Festival at all as well. So, but yeah, I haven't played Pocket Camp either, because I'm not really interested in mobile games that much. So, but yeah, I would love to see a new Animal Crossing game on Switch. And also, I'd also like to say about the whole how Pancake mentioned he would like to see Snake come back for Smash Brothers or whatever. That'd be nice to have Snake come back for Smash Brothers 4. Oh, no, before Smash Brothers 5, I guess it would be, not 4. Smash Brothers 5. Snake to come back, but at the same time, like, Snake wasn't in Smash 4, but Snake was in Smash 3, so it could be a possibility that Snake could come back, because Snake was in 3. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know the exact reason why it wasn't in Smash 4. I don't know if they just weren't able to, because they couldn't get the permission to. from Konami or whatever to have it in Smash 4 or not, or they couldn't like handle it like how Ice Climbers they couldn't for the CS version, so they didn't have it. But I'm not sure how it. But Snake is only one character compared to two characters on screen at a time, so I don't know how that if it was a license or permission issue or to get Snake in Smash 4 or not, or they weren't, or just that Nintendo was allowed to or whatever, or they never thought of, they just decided, or they just didn't decide not to or not. But also, like I, which with part of me feels like think Snake might not have been Smash 4 is maybe if they asked that, like, and I think part of the reason Snake wasn't 3 is because I think it might have been because of could God, what's the thing? Kojima, or how do I pronounce his name? Might have been part of the reason why he was in Smash 3 or Smash Brothers Brawl. I don't know. That guy is no longer part of Konami and is making Death Stranding as an own as his own company and everything. So, but that'd be cool to have Snake in the new Smash Brothers game again. But it'd be fine if we don't. But I can see it, and also it's Konami, and Konami hasn't been doing so well in the past few years just because the games haven't been good in a while. Even though I really haven't really played. I'm not that familiar with Konami, but I heard stuff about Konami and the past few years. I heard those games haven't been good at all. So my I guess that's what all I have to say before we talk about final thoughts. Anything left before we talk about final thoughts?
That that was supposed to be your final thoughts.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, as in, before we wrap up, saying, oh, what we think of what's, okay, I guess, right, do my final thought. Well, I thought, E3 is going to be really good this year, with Nintendo, Nintendo's I'm really excited for because, last year's was really good, which, I mean, doesn't mean it will be really good, but, Nintendo's been doing pretty good past few years with the E3. I don't think 2015 was that bad of E3. It's it also has been a few years, so what 2015 kind of was is kind of rough, but I don't think it was, and I don't think it was that bad if I remembered Sony's because of last year because that was really bad in my opinion. But yeah, I think E3 is gonna be pretty good, especially for Nintendo. I have no and with Sony, Sony, I think just needs to show more stuff or announce more stuff. So that was the point last year with and everything. Which I mean, of course, even though they they had announced games from the previous years, actually they showed something besides of different games besides just a few games last year. Which I hope they don't do this. Which I know they confirmed they focus on 4 games, but that doesn't mean that they're just gonna show those 4 games. All I hope they a bunch of other games as well. So, and with Microsoft, I just hope that hope they have more backwards compatible games mainly original Xbox. They have plenty of 360 games, which I would like to see more 360 games as well, but Xbox games, and that's mainly because I never owned the original Xbox game, and I would like to, and there's probably some games I would like to play on the Xbox One original Xbox games. So, yeah. But in the end, and Microsoft also needs to probably come up with more Xbox One exclusive because that's a lot of people just either going to get PS4 or just play on PC just because they rather play on PC games on PC if it's available on PC or they rather play a game on PS4 just because I guess and everything. So I think Microsoft needs to have more exclusives and all that, and Ubisoft probably will be. Ubisoft was E3 last year was really surprised, which I think will be just normal, like standard, not decent E3, like they usually are. But last year was just surprising because mainly the Mario Rabbit thing was the big thing, and Beyond Good Evil too. But they probably show a bunch of that. And also, EA is probably just going to be something with a bunch of sports games, play Battlefield and all that, and with just loot boxes and all that, and funny and probably there's probably going to be some like controversy in the fall with Battlefield or something like that, where maybe like saying so. I mean, it's not Star Wars, so they won't get in trouble by Disney because even though the latest Star Wars Battlefield games. Battlefront games, not Battlefield. For Battlefield, the other EA game, which is, I mean, I guess Star Wars Battlefront is just of the recent EA's Star Wars Battlefront. It's just a skin of Battlefield anyway. So, and at least the new Star Wars Battlefront games are but the old ones aren't. But then the old ones are good because they don't have loot boxes and just anyway and have more content anyway. The first game just lacked content. That game just, everyone knows why. Because even Disney had to, call them up. That no, we better not do this. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, I guess. Been talking for a while, but so I don't think that's my final thoughts, really.
Pancake didn't write Eddie down, so I can't really speak for him in terms of that. I think
Then I'll do it.
I think I pretty much said everything about my predictions and what I expect. Although I will add Animal Crossing. I hope we get an Animal Crossing game on the Switch that's like New Leaf. I agree with Later Gator you about that. And that's really it for my thoughts on what we can expect at E3 as a whole, because Brandon went on for a little bit long, so I'm going to keep mine short.
Yeah, because Pancake's not here to give his final words on E3. I guess I'll speak for him. And these are his exact, totally legit words on all he wants at E3.
He's going to hate you. Don't do it.
Can I say something for Pancake real quick?
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, I forgot what the game was called. God.
Okay, I'll go first then.
That really likes that somehow.
I'll go first. If Tokyo Mirage Sessions isn't announced for Switch, Pancake Armament will riot the streets.
I was gonna say that game. That is what he really wants to be. That he really wants. That he really wants, because we know that he loves that game.
He's probably going to make voodoo dolls of both of you and torture you for life. Pancake, if you're listening to this back, I'm sorry they did it all by themselves. Blame them. Spare me from being voodoo dolled, please.
Yeah, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is Pancake's favorite game of all time, and everyone knows it.
Alright. I think that's a pretty good place to end the discussion, but I do have one more question. It's real quick. Do you guys think we'll finally see the Nintendo NX at E3 this year?
Yes.
I don't know. We'll see the NX next year or not. Or this year or not. It might be until 2020. Maybe it'll be the successor to the Wii U finally. Maybe it'll be the Wii U 2 or the Wii U 3. I don't know. Or the new Wii U or the new Wii U Plus.
Or the Wii W.
The Wii W. The Wii W. XL. The Wii XL.
Alright. Thank you all for watching this very long E3 2018 predictions discussion. We got off topic a couple times, but this is pretty fun. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I've been Lady Geared you, and they are
gaming, and hope the next one's 4 hours longer.
It cut you off, and your apparent name is now just gaming. I'm TheJamesRolls. Pancake Armor Man went to bed like an hour ago. See you next time.
Yeah, I'm Green Cobra's Gaming.
What are you talking about, Purple Beatrice knitting?
Estelle, stop it.
A waffle. Purple Beatrice eating TheJamesRolls.
The James Lowells, the TheJamesRolls, the... Okay, I'll stop.
TheJamesRolls.
I guess now's a good time to mention our sponsor for this episode.
Fuck it,
God.
I'm going to bed. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, pancake. Yeah, that was pretty fun.
I'm sorry, James.
No, you're not.